What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the Winnipeg Jets at the Young Stars tournament. We're going to be talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And really, there wasn't a ton of offense, or as much offense as you would have liked from the Winnipeg Jets. They did go 1-2 in the 3 games that they played, and fine, whatever. The wins don't really matter. This is more of just a prospect showcase, just getting these guys in the organization and seeing what they can do against the other best prospects of other teams, right? Such as Edmonton, Vancouver, and Calgary, as those were the other teams in the Young Stars tournament. In the first game, there really wasn't a ton of offense. I mean, the Jets took the lead right off the bat, and it was Connor Levis, the 7th round pick from this last draft. I really like that pick. He seemed to have a good, Young Stars tournament in those 3 games, scoring in that first game. And then the Jets lost 3-1, but it was, no fault to Dominic DiVincentis. I think that's how you say it. I screw his name up all the time, but a very good goaltender in the OHL. Won OHL goaltender of the year this past year, and he came through big time, making 33 of 36 stops. So, it really wasn't total collapse on his end or anything. But the Jets took 5 penalties in that third period, and that did kind of tank things. So unfortunately, did lose the first game. In the second game, the Jets were down 2-0 to the Vancouver Canucks. Thomas Milic standing on his head. This guy, I love this pick so much. I love the flyer pick. I'm very, wary of goaltenders and everything, hyping them up, at especially such a young age, because you never know how they're going to develop in the NHL. You never know how they're going to do once they get there. But right now, these guys are awesome. They've got the OHL goaltender of the year last season in Dom, and now you've got Thomas Milic, who was the WHL goaltender of the year last season for Seattle. I mean, hey, the Jets got to have some of the best prospects in the league right now, and I think it's only a matter of time until the league really finds out who these guys are, but they've been very impressive. Kobe Barlow actually scores the tying goal in this one, Jacob Julian scoring the goal before that, so it's 2-2 as the Jets tie it. They go into overtime, nothing happens, and it's actually going to be Danny Zhilkin finishing it off. He's going 5-hole. Love Danny Zhilkin, another guy that was just very steady. I think that he's going to be a really good third line guy. Maybe he can play up in the lineup in the second line, middle 6 guy. I think that he's, extremely underrated. I love him so much. I think that he's a very good player, just a very sneaky prospect. And hey, he's one of my favorites. Definitely shined in this tournament. Thomas Milic finished the game with 39 of 41 saves, so incredible game from him, standing on his head. Good for Thomas. And, McLennan also played in this game. He was the Winnipeg Ice leading scorer last season. I really like that Winnipeg invited him to this camp. He got to, at least play some games. I wonder if they do invite him to training camp on a PTO sort of thing. I wonder, if they sign him to a 2-way deal, something fun like that. We could see. I believe if he has to go down to the minors, though, which I would imagine he would go to the Chicago Wolves because he has signed a deal with them, but it's not an NHL one. I don't know. It's very messy, but anyway, keep an eye on him. I think that he may be at Jets camp. We'll see, though. But going into Game 3, it wasn't really about the goaltenders this time. It was all about Nikita Chibrikov, who was flying around. He looked fantastic, had a goal and an assist in this game. The Jets did fall 4-2. This guy's everywhere. I think that, he's going to come into camp, and I think that he's going to turn a lot of heads. Do I think he's necessarily going to make the team? No, but I do think if he is playing with the Manitoba Moose this year, I think that he's going to turn a lot of heads there. And I think that, if injuries do kind of pile up, I think that Chibrikov could be a guy that the Jets look at to fill in that middle 6 if he needs to come in, if the team needs scoring. I think that Chibrikov's a perfect fit. Reminds me a lot about Nikolai Ehlers, just a really shifty, just very elusive guy. He can shoot the puck. He's just dangerous. He's just always finding, he's just always finding scoring chances. He's so much fun to watch. One of my favorite prospects for sure. And I'm just really happy that he put, the Jets on notice. He's like, hey, what's up? Because, sometimes we forget about Chibrikov because, we've got Barlow, we've got McGroarty, who wasn't there, obviously, because he's at Michigan. We've got, Danny Zhilkin now kind of emerging as a good prospect. And just so much. But Chibrikov definitely has to be looked at more, and I'm excited to see him at training camp. Another guy that I was paying attention to was Elias Salamonson, who's just kind of, grown into Winnipeg's maybe best defensive prospect, or, most upside, I should say. But I think that he's very steady. I don't think that he's necessarily far away from the NHL, but I do think he's got a couple more years. He needs to get a little bit more creative, but he is a very, not a lockdown defenseman, but he's just very calm, and he doesn't really make a ton of bad decisions. He actually scored a power play goal in Game 3 against Calgary to get the Jets on the board there. So, you know, he is finding it. He is going to get, you know, opportunities over there in the SHL where he played last season, turned a lot of heads, but at 19 years of age, like just rightly turned 19 on August 31st, he is going to be a problem, and he's going to be a very good player in the NHL, and I can't wait to see him, you know, get to that level. So very excited for him on defense. Not a lot of other guys really caught my eye on defense. You know, Tyrell Bauer, obviously, we know what he's about. More of a, you know, bigger, rugged defenseman. I don't know if he ever truly makes the NHL. I don't know if he has all the tools to do it. Maybe he does turn into, like, you know, the 6th guy, 7th guy kind of thing, but I'm just not too high on him. I would really like to see him develop more, but I'm just not too sure about that. But right now, you know, looking at the Young Stars tournament, you can't be too upset about it. These are guys that really haven't played that much with each other, and it's, I don't know, you can't really expect guys like Parker Ford, like definitely just an AHL depth guy, to like come through and, you know, wow the world or anything like that. Obviously, you know, you probably would have liked to seen a little bit more from Brad Lambert, who was kept off the score sheet for the most part, but who cares at the end of the day? It's 3 games. These guys really don't have any chemistry or anything really built in together yet. Some guys really stood out like Barlow, Zhilkin, Chibrikov, and of course the goaltenders Milik and Dominic DiVincentis. I will nail it, guys. I will get it down eventually, but right now, you know, those were the guys that popped out the most for me, and I don't know. I'm pretty satisfied with it. Obviously, you'd like to see more offensive production from everybody, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Goaltenders were definitely the star of the show here, and I'm happy they got to showcase it, because I think Thomas Milik is going to be playing with the Manitoba Moose. He'll probably play a fair bit. I'm expecting him to get a contract very soon. Kind of surprised he hasn't yet, but he's got a Manitoba Moose mask, so I'm assuming that's already, you know, kind of cut and dry. So we'll see what happens. Maybe Kobe Barlow picks up an ELC as well. Not really sure, but that's really all I got today. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys want to leave a comment down below, you know, who was your favorite player at this tournament? Who stood out to you? Was there somebody that I missed? Love to hear from you guys. But yeah, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, have a good night, whatever it is for you. Go Jets go. Bye-bye.